at 6:30, I think. Let's start this meeting. Call meeting to order at 6:30. Roll call, take note. Members Hicks and Powers absent. And we need the Pledge of Allegiance at this time. If we have our flag man. Here we go.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag, United States of America,
United States
to the republic,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
liberty for justice.
indivisible. For all.
That one about a vote can be expected. Okay. Approval of the consent agenda, which is regular meeting minutes of November 9th. Invoice dated 12/10. Retirement of Transportation Director Ron Price, hire full-time custodian Kevin Moore, resignation of the head boys track coach Jim Collins, resignation of middle school wrestling coach Adam Coleman, and hire assistant varsity wrestling coach Adam Coleman. Is there any additions to that? Need a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I so move.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. We do roll call on these so you can record it. I just done everything.
Yes. And on the next ones, whoever makes the motion, if they would just say their name for the record.
Okay.
Tidy,
Yes.
Musselman,
Yes.
Kibbe,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Saharsky,
yes.
Okay. Motion carried. Treasurership, Randy.
Treasury report for December 14th, 2020. General fund revenue, $905,464.30. General fund expenditures, $762,841.89. The general fund checking and savings cash flow, $2,021,362.48. Treasury report.
Thank you. Anything from the public at this time? Let's see, we have it down at the bottom again, number 14. So, seeing none, superintendent's report. Glenn. I'm not hearing you.
Turn your mic on.
Most people would prefer that I keep that muted. So, first off, I would like to say thank you to Jim Morris for 26 years of service and Mark Powers for 6 years of service on the board. Greatly appreciate all the hard work and dedication, the stress that comes with being a board member. So thank you very much for your service. It's very much appreciated. I would like to start by saying how proud I am of our teachers and counselors and our support staff for everything that's been going on for the last 6 weeks. I mean, they've done a fabulous job during this entire pandemic, but being virtual, then the K-8 coming back and our high school staying virtual, they've done a tremendous job. I've had the opportunity to get in and be able to participate in some of the classes virtually. And they're just doing a great job. K-12, everybody, all hands on deck. It's just been great. We've been serving tons of, in our down time, tons of meals to kids, 3 meals a day. We served over 300 kids the last week. So things are going very well and everybody's working very hard. So I appreciate that. The rest of it, as we get back, is mostly about the new business. So that's all I have.
Okay, thanks. Any questions? Glenn? Welcome there, Mr. Hicks. Okay, Ryan. Anything you're going to add? We got it in writing.
Yeah, I'll just say, just to mention one thing is that Project Sunshine at the very bottom. It's the first year for us participating in that with the whole middle school, but it's through the Council of Aging. The students will write letters and cards for senior citizens in our area. And you can read the rest, but just an uplifting message to them for the ones that don't get to see family members over these holidays. So it's kind of a cool thing we're doing in the middle school this year. So
Okay.
great opportunity for them.
Okay, thanks a lot, Ryan. Any questions for Ryan? Char.
Like Mr. Morrow said, the high school is still remote. When K-8 was able to come back, the high school students were kept remote. And you can see there in my board report that I have our daily schedule. So they meet with their first, second, and third hour teachers on Mondays and Wednesdays, and their fourth, fifth, and sixth hour teachers on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Those are live classes. So the teachers are completely still teaching. It's a lot different than what we did in the spring, but the students join in Google Meets just like we are right now, and the teachers are teaching. Many of them are in the building, and so I watched the math teachers doing lessons on the whiteboard. I watched the English teachers critiquing and going through papers. I watched the social studies teachers doing different demonstrations and different Google slides for the kids. So really the students haven't lost a beat, and I'm super proud of our teachers and the hard work that they're putting in. So I wanted to give a big shout out to them. It's not easy to jump from being in the classroom to all of a sudden being virtual. And I had several teachers say they feel like they're teaching in the future. And they've really gotten very creative in how they're engaging students, and we have a really high attendance rate on a daily basis. And so that's great that our kids are able to log in and meet as face-to-face with their teachers as they possibly can. The teachers also all hold office hours in the afternoons, and we have a lot of students that are taking advantage of that to get some one-on-one help with their teachers. And then all day Friday as well, the teachers are available for office hours. So we have some virtual tutoring sessions happening, and then we have some also, we have several special ed students that are actually going live to the Career Tech Center. We're sending a bus every day for those students to get some extra support at the Career Tech Center. And then we also have some students that have IEPs that are coming into the building for the extra support from their special ed teachers as well. So, and that is allowable in the what we are able to do in our plan. So the teachers are just working really, really hard and to make sure that the students aren't missing a step. So.
Okay, any questions for Shar? Okay, JP, I didn't mean to leave you out. I didn't have anything on paper, but go
Yeah, I
ahead.
apologize for that. I just want to give a couple shout outs and just a quick update on our remote students. First shout out goes to our PTO. Once again, they donated a book for every one of our students, kindergarten through fourth grade, for Christmas. They've done that for the past handful of years. And also our staff, during the time we were shut down for those 11 days while we're doing things remotely, our support staff helped out in latchkey, the food service, custodial service. It was unbelievable, the amount of teamwork that we had to do that. And also our teachers, during that time, it was pretty seamless. We were prepared for this, and we felt like it was a success for our families and our students. So I just want to give a shout out to them as well, being prepared for that. That's all I have.
Okay, any questions for JP? Thanks, JP. Move on right down to new business there, Len. But you're muted. Got to retrain him.
I'll just leave it unmuted. It'll just be awesome. The first thing I have to go through is our weekly two-way communications that we have to report out every single week. So I'll do that this time. Week 1 in November, we had a 91.5%. Week 2, we had 94.9%. Week 3, we had an 88.6%. And week 4 was 79.9%, which is amazing when you consider that was a 2-day week because we had Thanksgiving in there. So really good two-way communications to report out to you at this time. That's it for that.
Okay, go ahead with B. Reaffirm the COVID-19 learning plan.
Every month we also have to reconfirm our plan. And when there aren't any changes, which will be most of the months, then we just say that there are no changes. We will have a change this month. I am going to make next Monday and Tuesday virtual for the high school, 9-12, which would mean that we are have to have a variance from our plan, because I have stated in there that we will be face-to-face. K-8 has had face-to-face this month, so I don't have to make any changes there. But in the month of December, because of the state shutdown, and because when you take a look at where we're at, not knowing what's going to happen next Monday and Tuesday, may not know until Sunday if they're going to keep us open. The additional contact tracing that may be necessary when you add the extra kids on the buses and bring 1/3 of the staff back into the building. And then the contact with those kids, and then just the consistency that we're dealing with when our kids have been off for 4 weeks right now virtually. And you've heard from Shar all the really good things that are going on. None of it takes the place of face-to-face learning, but I'm going to basically make those virtual next Monday and Tuesday, just for consistency for the high school, so that we can move forward and have a plan and start on January 4th. So I do have to make a change, and it will read, the Manton Consolidated Extended COVID-19 Learning Plan was modified to include 100% virtual learning for all high school students for the month of December. We also had roughly 40 to 50% synchronous teaching for the high school during this time. The high school will return to face-to-face learning if allowed by the Department of Human Services on January 4th, 2021. And that's our plan currently. We will plan on staying face-to-face with our K-8 through next Tuesday. All of that obviously is just contingent upon the numbers that we see. Those could change on a daily basis, and we'll keep you and our community informed if changes need to be made with that. So I need the board to approve that change, if they would. Any questions on it?
No, I think it's a smart move for 2 days instead of bringing kids back for 2 days.
There are no other high schools that are going to be open in our ISD or in the Manistee ISD. They're all shutting down for that Monday and Tuesday. The only possibility of a change is they are having a conversation at the MESIC board meeting tonight. His recommendation to the board is that they don't go next Monday and Tuesday, but he is going to let the board decide on that.
We need a motion then to make the changes in the COVID-19 learning plan. Is that what you want?
Yes, please.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
This is Tina,
That's Randy.
sorry.
You got a motion from Tina, I think a second from Randy.
Second
Is that
from Randy,
correct?
yeah. Yes, correct.
Okay, any more discussion? All in favor, go ahead. I guess with your roll call. If you can, I'll say aye.
Musselman,
She's looking at the screen.
did I miss Musselman?
She had mute
Yes.
on.
Yes,
Kibbe,
I lost it for a minute.
Yes,
Morris,
Yes.
Saharsky,
Yes,
Hicks,
Yeah.
okay.
Tidy.
that's carried. And my apology. I had Liz's paperwork right in my hand, and like Candy's just there to nudge me, but I left you out. Go ahead, Liz. Sorry.
That's okay. We can just jump right into the budget amendment if you'd like to.
Fine.
Okay. Included in the board packet was the December general fund budget amendment, and the majority of the changes that are needed are two revenues. One is due to the state finally finalizing their budget, and we did not get the anticipated cuts that we thought that we were going to get this year, which was good news. To update our at-risk funding, to add all of the COVID revenue and expenditures that go along with those. That's all the federal monies that we're getting for COVID to pay for PPE, one-on-one devices, etc. Additional wages due to remote learning, etc. So also adding in the child care relief fund monies and funds and expenditures that I had listed on my board notes. That was a grant that Kayla Myers had applied for, actually 2 of them. And let's see, some of the other significant changes are to adjust the starting fund balance to where we actually came in at the end of June 30, 2020, and to adjust the pupil count to reflect the most current unaudited super blend count. That's a new count they're doing this year for our state aid due to COVID as well. And that's pretty much it. I mean, this is kind of a moving target again this year. You know, we have a revenue consensus coming up again in January to see where things are with the state's budget again. And we really don't know what to expect yet with this additional shutdown that we've been going through. That could change things up again. So does anybody have any questions on the amendment? We will bring another one probably again in February or March.
Well, I think we're good. Looks like we'll need a motion then to approve this at budget amendment. Is that correct?
Yes. And I will mention too, when we had done this original budget, we knew that it was going to be really ugly. And, you know, we had budgeted like 1.1% fund balance. And with this budget amendment, that brings that back up to the double digits at 11.29% currently. So that is very good news. And that was the budget we were all hoping I was going to be wrong.
Thank you. Okay, let's have a motion to
Move that we adopt the amended budget. Jim Morris.
I'll second. Randy, second.
okay, we got a motion by Jim, a second by Randy. Go ahead with your roll call there, please.
Kibbe,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Saharsky,
Yes.
Hicks,
Yeah.
Tidy,
Yes.
Musselman.
Yes.
Okay, motion carried.
Thank you.
Amend the meal charging policy. Len, I'm almost ready to call on you.
I got the volume on, so I'm good to go. The speaker. What we have is a grant that we're getting that will help pay off balances. We had a donation last year of $5,000, which brought most people to zero balance. But we do have a small balance left on some of those families' account. And remember, we have free and reduced lunch. I mean, free for everybody this year. So this grant will make everybody whole. But we have to amend the 6 following things, and then the board has to approve that. And the first one says, under no circumstance will a student be lunch shamed. Under no circumstance will a student wear a wristband or ham stamp if they can't pay for a meal. Under no circumstance will they be required to perform chores to pay for their meals. Under no circumstance will a child be required to dispose of a meal after it's been served because they can't pay. Under no circumstance will there be direct communication with the student about a negative balance unless the district has unsuccessfully attempted to contact the student's parent or legal guardian through first the telephone, mail, and electric mail. Under no circumstance will a negative balance be discussed with a student in the presence of other students. All, to me, all common sense things that we would want to make sure that we do.
I can't believe we haven't already did that, but
We have something very similar to that. If you take a look at our policy, we have already on board a policy that says that we will not lunch shame any student. This is just a little bit more detailed, exact language they wanted in there for the grant.
okay, so I'd like to have a motion to amend the meal charging policy.
Randy will make that motion.
I'll second it. Tina.
I've got a motion by Randy, a second by Tina. Go ahead, Julie.
Morris,
Yes.
Saharsky,
Yes.
Hicks,
Yeah.
Tidy,
Yes.
Musselman,
Yes.
Kibbe.
Yes. Motion carried. The new one here is E is review and adopt the board policy P-O-2266. Len.
What that is we do not, we would have to have another meeting because we want to have this adopted before the beginning of the year. So we're just wrapping it up all in one. It's our sexual harassment and the no tolerance with sexual harassment, and the fact that we have all of our staff members and our counselors trained in investigation of sexual harassment in regards to student on student and staff and students and things of that nature. So rather than have another board meeting, we're just having everybody take a look at that. It's pretty plain, just stating that we don't tolerate it, we'll investigate it and deal with things appropriately. So if we could pass that, that would be great. And then the next one will just be a first reading of the rest of them.
Okay, this is review and adopt the board policy P-02266. That'll be a resolution, correct?
Yes.
Okay, it's still a roll call for us. Go ahead. We need a motion.
Randy will make the resolution that we adopt board policy P-02266.
Is there a second?
I'll second
I'll
it.
second.
I got you at first. Name is the second. Okay, roll call.
Saharsky,
Yes.
Hicks,
Yes.
Tidy,
Yes.
That was a yes, Julie.
okay, I missed it, sorry. Musselman,
Yes.
Kibbe,
Yes,
Morris.
Yes.
motion carried. F is the first reading, which is in our packet. Apparently, policy 35-1.
One of the things I just do want to highlight in there is they do have the myosha stuff that we are currently already doing, but it is part of our policy that we will adopt. And basically what that says is that if we have people that can work from home, as much as possible, we want people working from home. Obviously, when you're face-to-face, that limits the number of people that can be here, but that changes when you do have virtual learning. So it's a combination in our building right now.
Okay. We're on to G, the full family insurance / single subscriber insurance on combined jobs.
We, I believe it was 2 years ago, adopted an agreement with our support staff union in which we had stated that people could combine jobs, and under the Affordable Care Act would, if their hours are combined, would then qualify for single subscriber insurance. Currently, we only have one person that I believe that hits, but I would like to amend that, change it a little bit with the board's permission to sort of make it so that if people would agree to become a certified bus driver, that we would change that from a single subscriber to a full family insurance policy. And this year, the teachers union was gracious enough under an emergency situation to allow, we have an agreement with them on when a bus driver, or we have a teacher that's certified that is a bus driver. But we have an agreement on when they can and can't do that. And to make sure that we got kids to school for a couple of days, they allowed a variance of that. And I'm greatly thankful for that. But this will sort of help alleviate some of that issue. And so I would move that if anybody is combined and has single subscriber insurance right now and in the future, that we have the option to offer them full family insurance if they're willing to be a bus driver.
Do you have union support for this?
I do.
Excellent. I would make that motion. Morris.
I'll second.
Is that Tina or Candy? Candy?
Toby.
Candy,
Okay, motion by Jim, second by Candy to make the motion for the full family versus the single subscriber insurance on combined jobs. Any discussion? Roll call.
Hicks,
Yeah.
Tidy,
Yes. Yes.
Musselman,
Yes.
Kibbe,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Saharsky.
Yes.
Motion carried. We're down here to 13. Anything under other matters? Okay, we're down to 14 for Trent, probably. Public comment or feedback from the extended learning plan. You there, Trent?
He says no comments.
Okay. Any announcements?
No, I would like just to mention real quickly before we close that our Latchkey director, Kayla Myers, did write a grant. And so every student, and there's a certain day, I want to say September 30th, Liz, I'm not sure if that's the exact date. Anybody who is enrolled in Latchkey will receive a $200 credit through that grant for our Latchkey program. So that'll be a great help to our families. And there was also a portion of that grant which will help offset pay, I believe, also in regards to that. So thank you for that. Yep.
Sounds good. Anything else for anybody from the board or the administrator? Just need a motion to adjourn.
Jim?
I will make that motion.
Final
Randy
time.
was
My
second.
final motion.
Thanks, Jim.
Randy?
I'll second.
Okay, I guess Tina seconded it. Somebody did.
It's Kitty.
I got Candy.
Congratulations. Thank you, folks.